Anyway, speaking of balls, Trump went to Singapore, right?
Yep.
North Singapore.
And you know what also is crazy? Is because of Facebook's new thing, they gave us a persistent stream key, and because I accidentally closed the tab that had the live stream on it, it's still streaming. So that's good. I just thought, we say so much negative things about Facebook. I've
Good
gone
on
positive
you.
right
Proud of
now.
Facebook. Have my data.
But North Korea... So North Korea, right?
Yeah.
What's happening?
So, have you seen this footage this week? Have you seen this? You heard about this? Donald Trump shaking hands with Kim Jong Un.
Whoa.
Yeah. In Singapore. And like, you see the footage, right? There's like a backdrop of American, North Korean flags. They're shaking hands. First time. It's quite historic because it's the first time a sitting president has met with the leader of North Korea, sorry.
Flash.
So, like, it's kind of powerful imagery that we're seeing here, and we'll talk about that a bit more. But essentially, they met together to discuss denuclearisation of North Korea.
How'd that go?
Well, good question. So they met... From the reports they met briefly, maybe for half an hour after the initial meet and greet, and some statements and photos behind closed doors with a translator, just those two, and then some key. Then after that, it was some key advisors and people like that. Then they came out. There was this pad that Trump's been quite famous for. This thing he holds up, and they signed this denuclearisation agreement. So what we know, and then he had a press conference afterwards, Trump, for a bit, but the specifics has been quite light. It's just more the idea of the principle that North Korea and they both are committed to denuclearisation of North Korea, and so. But it's interesting because it kind of reaffirms this. Is it the Pyongyang Declaration?
Pyongyang.
Yep. Between North and South Korea. So they met earlier in April, where they had an agreement about denuclearisation of the Korean Peninsula. But it's interesting to note that this is not the first time that North Korea has signed an agreement like this. So there's been numerous other presidents, Clinton being one. I'm trying to think what year, who were they and when it was. Can't remember off the top of my head.
Probably Reagan.
Yep. There was been about...
Who have met?
Yeah, they've never met with him, but they've signed, North Korea signed denuclearisation agreements before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And it's interesting because after, the collapse of the Soviet Union, obviously they were a close ally to North Korea, so one of the main leveraging points... After that, North Korea quickly built up the capacity to build nuclear, bombs, etc., or harness that power. But they've never really had the capacity to make it small enough to be able to put on a missile and have, the capacity for intercontinental ballistic missiles that could, hit America. But obviously they've got to that stage now, which I think we're all quite aware of what we've seen over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So I guess, and the first question you would ask Trump in that, and the first question that was asked, or one of, is, why is this different? Why is this going to work? And it's interesting that there's a quote that he said, I don't think we've ever had confidence in a president I don't think they've ever had the confidence in a president they have had right now. So look, we all know Trump is unconventional. No, that's Trump saying that about what North Korea thinks of him.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
It's a little bit funny.
Yeah, right. He always talks about himself like
in the third person.
He's not him.
Yeah.
He's not wrong, though.
He is quite unconventional, so we don't know. And this is... Because he left the G7 summit, right? And you all saw that great photo of Angela Merkel standing over the table and the rest of the leaders all looking at him and he just looking smug as... and there, and there's been a lot of tension there with the Canadian president recently, or Prime Minister, sorry. So he's kind of left this, the leaders of the free world, and then come to seeing a dictator in North Korea, and seems to be on good terms with him. So it's funny because straight after these agreement was signed, China, who really has the leverage over North Korea, they lifted their sanctions, their economic sanctions on them.
Oh, they have already.
Yeah, well, they made in principles their so their foreign minister announced that pretty quickly afterwards. Because it's interesting because this will mean huge. They want to take advantage of North Korean labor, and there's huge infrastructure projects that they could work on with North Korea and in North Korea and in China. And apparently the north, where it would be northeast of China, is quite impoverished at the moment. So this is a huge kind of opportunity for them for economic growth in that area to boost their trade and everything like that. And then also Trump in the teleconference, or even in this, I think in this meeting here, he was saying, we're going to stop our war games or our military exercises with South Korea. It's going to save us a lot of money, which is true. But that kind of left everyone a little bit, and no one was really aware of that. South Korea were a bit worried. And then obviously I think it has big implications for China, because China really have left, allowed to do whatever their strategic interests are in the Korean Peninsula.
Yeah. So why does that mean so much, stopping war games with South Korea?
Well, I guess it's just having a presence in that Korean Peninsula, and I'm not entirely across all the specifics, but obviously China has a lot of interest in that area.
Right.
And then he said, I don't know, there's some other weird quotes that I heard from this press conference from him.
Right.
He said, they have great beaches. You see whenever they're exploding their cannons into the ocean. I said, boy, look at that. Wouldn't that make a great condo? And I explained, instead of doing that, you could have the best hotels in the world right there.
The funny thing is, he would think that.
Yeah.
He is the kind of person who would look at them shooting. They line up artillery along the beach, and they're firing it into the ocean.
That's prime real estate.
That is a great beach.
That's amazing.
You can't trade a real estate mogul, can you? But I don't know. People saying, well, what? I don't understand. Like, if you're meant to be the president, why say that? Why, if you do have an interest in it? I guess he's quite unconventional, and he's just going to say whatever comes to his mind, which I guess that's why he resonates with a lot of people.
Yeah, so, it's like, it seems to be, this is a huge win just for him in general, because honestly, it's turning people around.
Yeah.
With just like, yeah, he's a lunatic. Yeah, he might be racist. He might be a bigot, but he is doing things, and this one's a good one.
Yeah.
Not all of it's great.
Yeah.
But he's sure you can't accuse him of not doing anything.
It's better than the alternative. But to be fair, he sort of created the alternative.
Yeah.
Because last year he was basically threatening to go to war, right? So
he was on Twitter. He was having a go at him, right?
Yeah, everyone was thinking, oh, this is going really badly last year, right? So he was the alternative. He's the thing that you're thinking, oh, things are way better than they were. Oh, wait, when he was doing this last year. So I don't know, it's a negotiating tactic, but at the same time, he's skirted the best and the worst through his time as president, right? So far.
No middle ground.
Yeah.
I think in principle everyone agrees this is a great thing, but the problem is we haven't seen the outcome of it, and it's quite light in specifics. And this has happened before. And there's been no outcome. But
if China has already lifted their sanctions, it means China's won, North Korea's won, and Trump has won.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. The end. Well, I guess everyone else has sort of won, because we're not going to die in a nuclear winter.
It may be we think of like that, but then also Japan has great concerns, because this will result in them, the intercontinental missiles will be taken away, but they're not going to get rid of probably short to medium missiles. Do you know what I mean? So they're going to still have that, and that can hit Japan, etc. It's unlikely they're going to give up that. So there's still concerns for.
I would imagine there'll
countries.
Be an arms race in that area. But this is everything China wanted, for sure.
Yeah, because it's a huge economic opportunity for them, really.
Yeah, and also because America's saying they might take away their 30,000 troops that are in South Korea, right? So they've always not liked the fact that America has a massive presence there. Yeah. You take that away, there's already a power struggle going on in the southeast China Sea.
Yeah,
so you're basically seeing a withdrawal of America from the region.
Yeah.
Does that put South Korea in actual danger? Like, could an outcome of this be China takes over everyone?
It's things like that it means you don't have leverage. So when you're making deals and things like that, or if China does take control of the South China Sea, they basically get to dictate terms for a lot of countries in the region in terms of trade and stuff.
Yeah.
It was always America before that sort of stood in the way of that,
Yeah.
but not really anymore.
So
it's a changing of the guard, kind of. We're seeing the decline of America from being the preeminent power in the world.
So it's really a big win for China if we think about it in the long run, isn't it?
They basically played it exactly as they wanted it to go.
Yeah. So well done to them. But
Did you
I
guys...
think there's also... So there was a... apparently, this has been rumoured. I don't know if it's been confirmed. That they showed this trailer to Kim Jong Un. This was set up by the White House.
Oh, no. I haven't set that one up.
I don't know, maybe just if you could get it up, that'd be great. But it's really weird. It's this kind really of weird trailer that's like this.
I didn't think it was that weird.
Cut. It's like almost like some kind of like terrible film you would go and see.
It's like a mockery of a film trailer.
Yeah.
It's like all the tropes that you can fit into.
To me, it came off like a pitch video.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yo, Kim, watch this. This could be us."
Yeah.
If someone played that to me in that context, I'd be like,
"Yeah,
do you think I'm 5 years old?
Yeah,
do you think this is going to affect me in any way?"
Yeah, but you're a lot more hidey-tidy than Kim Jong, I think.
Well, I don't know. Like, he's
been
educated.
He got educated.
He's educated in Switzerland. Like, he's multilingual. Like, I don't think he's a dumb guy that everyone thinks he is.
Oh, who thinks he's dumb?
Oh, I don't know.
I think there's an image out there that he's a dumb kid who likes laughing and clapping when bombs go off.
Those people have not seen him
blow
blow
up.
up.
Waves.
Yeah. Those people have not seen him blow up his uncle with an anti-aircraft gun.
Is there footage of that?
I think there was.
He poisoned someone.
He poisoned.
Well, it wasn't him, but
he's definitely not an idiot.
But this film is like this big voiceover, and if you're seeing it, like there's heaps of like kind of imagery.
It's like stock footage,
and it's like it shows all stock photos, like the 8 wonders of the world, and then it has the North Korean flag, and it's like this could be us, this huge economic growth and then it portrays Trump and Kim as the protagonists, as these action heroes almost. Like
our destiny is to unite and save the world.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. I didn't.
I was expecting it to be a lot weirder because you guys are like, this is so weird. And I watched it, I'm like, I'm kind of jazzed for it.
It's just
let's save the world.
The idea of this is your pitch to a leader of a nation, something so cartoonish and so like relationships are a lot more nuanced than just trailer, right?
So patronizing.
And it's just, I don't know. It just, and then like at the end, I think the last quote is, the future remains to be written. And it's like saying like, two great leaders of their nation. Like it's just, I don't know, it makes you cringe.
What do you think Wes Anderson should have directed it?
Well, I guess that's true because we don't know what they're used to in North Korea. Maybe this is like the pinnacle of
no one in North Korea is going to see this, you know that.
No,
right?
but I mean for
culture-wise.
For Kim Jong,
he watches whatever the hell he wants. I think he's seen every
maybe
movie
what he
out there.
wants is only like random Korean films, and he's not exposed. We don't know
to
what
me,
his exposure is.
This was like a weird love letter from America. Because North Korea's already got a main squeeze, right?
Yeah.
It's China.
China, yeah.
And they're really tight. And also, I think China's might be a bit abusive. But America's trying to sidle in because they keep bringing up the fact that he wants to build hotels there.
Yeah.
He wants to open American food chains and stuff like that and let American business into it. It's not going to happen. Which I don't think it's going to happen.
China would have a main
No, because Kim Jong Un's power over his people. There's millions of people who live there. They get treated horribly. There are thousands of people in camps where they're chained to walls where they can't even sit down or stand up properly and have to urinate all over themselves and defecate all over themselves. Can't even move. Like horrible stuff that he does to his people. And the only reason he stays in power, the only reason they can't do anything is because he completely controls information. They have no idea what life could be like. They have no idea of how to organize or to have change their situation in any way. He doesn't want them to have a better life.
Well, that's what makes me think Trump's approach is kind of genius, because he's not selling a realistic "let's help my country" thing. He's selling "let's make money and eat fast food together." It's such a weird tactic, but I think there might be something to it in that. Like, everything about this story over the past couple of years that's been interesting has been super weird. Like the Dennis Rodman thing, like it's.
That's kind of the problem with North Korea, is that people fixate on the weird stuff and they forget about the horrible stuff because it's a lot nicer.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, obviously the guy has no kind of humanity, so appealing to that does seem like not a good tactic.
No, but as in, like, with that stuff, the things that Trump wants to do, they might do it, but it'll be a very limited, like,
it'll be for
Pyongyang, like he has a McDonald's in his own palace or whatever,
which he probably does already.
Yeah, they do actually have a.
There's an interesting photo that came out, and I think the headline was talking about this is the first time that North Korean citizens had seen the meeting, and it's like them looking at like like an old school newspaper box that you'd see on the street, and obviously there was a story on the main page there of Trump, and that's. Apparently, they're the way they heard about it.
Have you guys?
And this is days after than what we've all seen.
Have you guys seen this video?
Yep. He froze.
Trump's telling the reporters to make him look nice and thin.
Make me look handsome.
And then the translator translates it to Kim Jong Un.
He has a face.
And it looks like it translated to he's saying we look fat right now, and he looked like he has never been told that he's fat.
Yeah.
Like,
he looked
no
like
one's ever told him that.
He's thinking about how he's going to kill him.
Did he really just say that?
Have we been saying Kim Jong Un wrong the whole time?
I don't know.
Because in the all the coverage I've seen, they say Kim Jong Un.
Really?
We need someone who's Korean to correct us, right?
Well, Ye-Chan says Kim Jong.
Yeah, I feel like he did say Kim Jong, and he's as from Korea as you can get.
So I guess we need to wait and see what the outcome is.
It's definitely better than the alternative.
Of course.
Which was bombing the crap out of them.
I think, wasn't there another alternative, which is we just continue on and no one's talking to each other, but they just do their thing?
I think they were going to die from starvation, right?
Yeah, I think China's one who's had the big.
The sanctions are pretty serious, and I don't think China was on board with destroying North Korea as a country completely.
Yeah. Or letting it be run by South Korea, etc. Right?
Yeah, because if it completely collapses, then that's bad for them as well.
Yeah.
True.
So they need to maintain this sort of state of the people have nothing, but the government is strong enough to stay in power.
Good job, Trump, you idiot.
So are we closer to democracy in North Korea?
No, I don't think anyone would say that.
Okay, so interesting. Really historic footage that we've seen this week.
Truly. Now,